Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. In my lessons on Patreon, I now turn my attention to the ABRSM Grade 1 Practice Exam paper from the year 2022. The ABRSM Music Theory Practice Exam papers are an excellent revision tool once you have worked through the ABRSM Grade 1 Discovering Music Theory workbook. The ABRSM Grade 1 practice papers help you to be best prepared for your exam. In this particular lesson, I guide you through ABRSM Grade 1 2022 Paper A. I work through all of the 7 sections looking at aspects of rhythm, pitch, keys and scales, intervals, tonic triads, terms and signs, and music in context. I work through every question of the paper, note by note, step by step, just as if I was sitting right next to you. The full lesson can be found on my Patreon channel. If you visit patreon.com/Sharon Bill, you can find the full lesson there, and you can find links to this lesson in the cards and in the description box below. After this short video, you can see sample examples from this full lesson, showing you how I work with you step by step, explaining everything that you need to fully understand to successfully complete this exam paper. Once you are ready to take your ABRSM Grade 1 Music Theory exam, I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory exam. It's full of tips and techniques on how to best be prepared for the exam, and also how to make the very best use of the time when you're actually taking the exam. This book is available from Amazon, and again you can find links to this in the cards and in the description box below. Enjoy your studies! Now here it might get a little bit trickier because we know that this is a quaver, but a dot after a note makes it half as long again, and then we have a semiquaver here. So if we just diagram this out, so here's a whole beat, a crotchet beat divided into quarters. We know that a quaver is half of a crotchet beat. This is if you prefer not to just use the maths way, just to visualise it, diagram it out. And then half as much again, a dot after a note makes it half as much again. So a half of a half is a quarter. So we have a quarter. So this note here is worth 3/4. And then a semiquaver is a quarter of a crotchet beat. And so we can see that that gives us a whole crotchet beat. However, we are helped by the fact that we know that notes must be beamed to show the crotchet beat. So the fact that they are beamed together tells us there's one crotchet beat. There's another crotchet beat. So we can see that there are 2 crotchet beats in that bar. Now we need to show which of these is the higher note of the pairs. We know that if we just look at a note, say for example note E or F, a flat lowers or like a sharp raises. So we just need to be careful. We know that a flat, E flat, would lower it. If it was, say for example F sharp, a sharp would raise it and make it higher. And so if this is a note E and this is a note flat, we know that a flat lowers a note. That's an E natural. The natural must be higher than the flat because we know a flat lowers it. And if you look at that, E natural, E flat, we can see that the E natural is the highest. So that's that. Just be careful. We need to show the correctly written key signature of F major. So first of all, F major has B flats in the key signature, so that's our first job. Now here, that should be, although it's, yes, that is a B flat, that is B in the bass clef, it should be written, we don't have it just sort of floating at the top, it should be written here, so that's incorrect. That's the correct one there. This is incorrect because that's the key signature for G major, which has F sharps. And that looks like it could be correct, but that's B flat in the treble clef, so the clef is wrong there. So we need to tick 2 boxes to show 2 pairs of notes which are a semitone apart. So here, what have we got going on here? We have a scale of D major. It begins on D, works in step, line space, all the way up to D. And we know that D major has F sharps and C sharps. Now, the long way to do that would be to look ahead and think, well, you know, visualising D to E, that's a tone because it's got a note in between. E to F sharp, that's a tone. And then we can see that F sharp to G is a semitone. That would be one way to do it, and you can do that. However, it's much quicker to just remember that if we were working up the degrees of the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We know that notes 3 to 4 and 7 to 8 in the scale are the semitones. So 3 to 4, 7 to 8 answers that quickly and easily. No stress, no chance of any mistakes there. You can then double check and you can think, well, F sharp to G, yeah, that's a semitone. C sharp to D, yeah, that's a semitone. However, it's much less stressful to just remember 3 to 4, 7 to 8.